Hello and welcome to Impact Leadership. I'm Brother Jacky over, and I'm going to tell you, I am so excited. One of the things that I love in life is to talk about leadership. And I just believe that all of us have potential to go a little higher in our leadership. And I'm so glad that you tuned in to Impact Leadership. You know, we've been talking the last few times we come together, we've been talking about what does it take to develop a team of winners? And I feel so blessed in my life that I have so many people that have been around me and are still with me that I truly believe are winners in leadership. And I'm going to tell you something, they make me look good. I'll tell you, they do. It doesn't take you very long to realize at all that if you're in the seat of leadership, that you've got to have people around you that can really do great work. And I'm one of those people that believe that in the idea of the teamwork together, everyone accomplishes more, and I want to encourage you as well. Now, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about how do you create a right environment so that you can grow a team of winners. Now, I want you to think with me for a minute about the term environment, because I believe there's a lot of components to that. I believe that you've got to be able to be the person that's going to take initiative, kind of like leaders have got to become more like thermostats than thermometers. That is, a thermometer records the temperature of the room, but a thermostat sets the temperature. And I want you as a leader to think about the environment that you want to create by setting the temperature of your team, your circle of influence. And so when you think about a thermostat determining what the environment will be, I think about so many times in rooms like this or in buildings, you've been in those situations where you go, man, I'm burning up. And you go to the thermostat and you adjust it to get the cool up. And then I'm going to tell you, I've been in places that I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm freezing. It's cold in here. And so when we think about that thermostat, we've got to be sensitive that when we're working with people, we're building our team, that we as the leader of leaders, we're able to kind of look at the environment and kind of take an inventory of that. And I believe that it affects, when you think about the thermostat that's changing the temperature or at least controlling it, it affects the climate. And I believe as a leader, you have the opportunity to do that. You know, you're going to know as a leader if you're observing and you're watching and you're calculating, you're going to know it as a leader. Do I need to turn the thermostat up or do I need to turn it down? What's going to be a comfortable environment so that we can build a really wonderful winning team of leaders. And leaders cannot afford to overlook the importance of, once you look at that environment, you've got to look at momentum. And that momentum, I believe that consistency creates momentum in moving you forward. So you've got to always look at what you're trying to achieve. What is the thermostat? Is the environment right for us to move forward? What do we need to do here? How do we need to adjust things so that we can keep our momentum going, or we can create some momentum? You know, with momentum, I believe this. I love momentum. That just simply means a force that moves you forward. And I believe that with momentum, leaders look better than they actually are. When you're moving forward and you got that momentum going, you're going to look like you're taking initiative. You're going to look like you're accomplishing things. You're going to look like you're taking territory. And I believe that when you got momentum going, and you're a leader and you're thinking about that, then all of a sudden you're going to produce more. And I believe that people love to produce when momentum is happening. You know, when you get to a place that you're having to disengage or you're having to unplug, productivity goes down. But when you generate, You set the thermostat to create momentum. You're going to see your production increase. And I believe that without momentum, leaders, man, you're gonna set yourself up that people. I think really and truly that when you lack momentum, it gives people, and I know this is terrible, but I think it gives people time to think too much about negative stuff. I think it gives people too much time to pick apart things. When you got momentum, you're moving. And when you're moving, you're going to increase your performance. You know, and I believe that all of us have the capacity, no matter where we are in our leadership life, I believe that we have the capacity to turn it up a little bit. You know, just a degree if you have to. You know, water boils at 212 degrees, but at 211 degrees, it's still just hot water. And what I want to challenge leaders to do is just turn it up a degree. It's the difference between having hot water and boiling water. And I believe as a leader, you can do that. You can turn your thermostat up a little bit, create that momentum, get people engaged in performing and producing, cause them to really exercise their energy in accomplishing things rather than just neutralizing themselves and finding all kind of junk. So you've got to realize you can do that. And when you think about producing something, it's kind of like the environment. Again, go back to that environment idea. For a flower to blossom, you got to have the right seed and the right soil, and you got to be able to have the right environment, right atmosphere. Will allow potential leaders to bloom and to grow. When you create that environment and you create the atmosphere, you're going to create an environment for leaders to bloom and grow in your organization. Now, what you've got to realize is you've got to model this. Now, you've got to model that. You see, I'm a firm believer that example is the most powerful influence you can have in leadership. You can talk about it all day long. You can read about it all day long. You show videos about it all day long. But man, you've got to get out there and you got to model that. And remember that when people follow us, they can only go as far as we go. So if you lose your momentum and your environment is negative, or your environment is not conducive to growth, then you can't take people where you're not going. So you've got to have a self-inventory, and I love to say this because I have to do it all the time. I like to take a self-inventory of my own personal environment. That means I have to kind of evaluate my brain, my vision, my goals, all my energy, all that's part of it. And I believe that when you're able to look at your environment, you inventory your environment, you execute your plans for that, you share your environment, you cause that environment to be part of what your organization is, then you're going to cause your train to get some traction. And you, as a leader, you can't model what you don't possess. So you've got to have it in you so to come out of you so that people can embrace it and move with you. So I want to just kind of encourage you, think about it for a minute and ask yourself this in question. As a leader, do you possess and are you expressing an environment of growth? Okay, you've got to do that. Are you possessing and are you expressing it? And if you possess the environment of growth and you express the environment of growth, then I believe that you created an environment where your team can grow with you. So guys, I can't wait to talk to you next time about leadership. I love it. Hey, join me next time when we come together and we're going to talk about a winning environment. But I want you to go and check out our website at jcimpact.org. Y'all tell everybody you know about it. Maybe you get a little nugget that will help you become a better leader. I'll see you next time. God bless you. Bye-bye.